Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Paper Crafts, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Scotland. Thanks for dropping by again today. And today's project is this one here. It's a little gift box designed specifically to fit something that I'm gifting to someone, and actually this is the actual gift that I'm sending, and it has the gift inside. This is going to one of the ladies in my team as part of her recognition. It's just an extra gift that I do a draw for within my team each month, but that's over and above the monthly recognition that I do send for sales and promotions and things like that. So what is inside here? Well, it's one of these, a little Filofax refillable notebook, and it's actually called a Filofax Smart Notebook. Really dinky, really handy, and it's actually a little loose leaf binder inside, hence the refillable part. And I'll just quickly, I know you can't see this at the bottom of my grid paper, but I'm just going to look at the dimensions of the notebook, and I've actually got them written down here. It measures 4 3/4 inches by 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch at its fattest end. So that is specifically 12.1, 7.6 or 7.6 at this end by 1.9 centimetres. So these are specific measurements for this specific notebook, and I will give you them in centimetres as well as inches, and I've done a quick sample box that I made in centimetres as well, the measurements that I'm going to give you just now, and that lets you see that the lid, the box, does fit the notebook perfectly in centimetres as well. So I'm going to get on and show you how I made it. So I'm going to pop this to the side, and what you'll need for this project is a piece of cardstock which measures 1/16 of an inch less than 6 3/4 by 4 7/8. So measure it up to 6 3/4 and 4 7/8, and then just pull it back a little bit and take a 1/16 of an inch off. And in centimetres, that is, let me think, I'm just looking at my notes here. Bear with me. Here we are, 17.2 by 12.4 centimetres, and just take off about 1.5 millimetres from those measurements. So 17.2 minus 1.5 millimetres and 12.4 minus 1.5 millimetres. You'll also need a piece of designer series paper which measures 6 3/4 inches by 4 7/8 inches, which is your 17.2 by 12.4 centimetres. So we got there in the end. So let's do some scoring. The scoring is the same for both, and it's the same measurement on all 4 sides. So you're going to score both pieces at 7/8 of an inch on all 4 sides, or 2.2 centimetres. So 7/8, 2.2 centimetres on all 4 sides. So that's the base scored, and then the same again for the lid, 7/8 of an inch on all sides, or 2.2 centimetres. And they do have to be specific because this project is particularly to fit that specific notebook. But in saying that, you could fit little bars of chocolate in there as well, or some sweeties, or even a nice scarf or some makeup or something like that. So it's still quite a diverse box in terms of what you put in it. So fold and burnish on all your score lines like so, and we'll just do the lid at the same time. And I decided to go for stripes this time. I really quite like stripes on this DSP. And did I tell you it was a heartwarming hugs DSP? I don't think I did. It's a 12 by 12 paper pack, which is in our August to December mini catalogue, and it's real red that the card base is. So before I do anything else, I'll just grab the designer series paper pack and let you see all the papers in it. This is one of the sheets, but I don't have a sheet of that left. but here are the rest. If I can get a hold of them just very quickly, that's the underside of the lid that we're making just now. Really pretty designs and very, very red and green traditional Christmas colours. Okay, so the colours in here are Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, Real Red and Whisper White. And I'm just using the Real Red, as you can see, to make my second box as well. So we're going to cut the corners as you've probably seen me do before. So straight edge on the rectangle in each corner, taking the score line off onto the little square on the corner. Oops. And I'm just going to rotate each time just to make sure there's a bit of strength in each corner of the box, so you end up again with that sort of windmill effect once you've cut your bits off. So I'm just wedging into all the squares, which is the tabs that we'll join our box together with. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the lid in a minute, but I'm actually going to pause the video so that you don't get too bored. And I'm going to pop a piece of tear and tape, or a couple of pieces of tear and tape, onto each flap just to make sure that they stay closed and quite strong. So I'm just alternating my corners here because my tape cuts off at an angle. So I'll do a couple of corners and let you see, and then I'll pause the video and I'll come back when I've done all of those. So I'm going to do the same on all the corners, just like that, on the base and on the lid. So I'll see you again just in a minute. And I'm back again. So I've gone ahead and done all those corners, and I've also taken the backing off the tape on the base of the box just to save a little bit of time. So again, as most boxes are, straight edge to folded edge to join those together at each corner, just like so. There we are. And I like to just make sure that those are pressed down, especially along the edges in those corners, so that you get a nice neat finish on the edge and there aren't any gaps. And before I cut the corners off of here, or rather join them together, no, I'm not going to cut anything. I'm going to just make a mark at 2.5 inches here, because this is 5 inches in length and I want to cut a finger notch. So I'm just going to line that up to 2.5 inches, if I could see it because of the reflection from the window. So that's 2.5 inches there, and the same on the other side. I'm just moving these tabs out of the way so that I can actually see where the edges of my paper are. So again, just a little mark at 2.5 inches, and that makes sure. You can just eyeball it if you want, but I'm just making life a bit easier for myself. So I'm using my 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to take out a finger notch here, making sure that mark is in the middle, and the same on the other side. And if they're not even, it doesn't really matter because they're not right next to each other, so you're not going to see that. About there, I think. There we are. And then I can put my lid together. So I'm just going to take the backing off of, oops, the tape, if it'll agree to come with me, that is. There we are. Oops, that's still tucked in. There we go. And then again, straight edge to folded edge to pop the lid together. Just the same as we did with the base. So we're now into September, and we've started our fabulous new joining offer now. You can join for £99 and choose £130 worth of stuff for your kit, but also from the 1st to 30th of September You can get some extra goodies, including enough cardstock to make, I think it's 16 cards, and 2 extra stamp sets for free as well, over and above your kit. So it's definitely worth thinking about. So that's my lid put together as well. I'll just get rid of these tape backings, and the moment of truth, as always, is putting the lid onto the base, and there we are. That is just a perfect fit. So to give us something to weight the box down for putting the ribbon on, we'll just pop this other notebook in here. And the ribbon that I used was the, where are you? I've put it to the side and I've lost it. That was very clever, Karen. Can anybody see it? A reel of ribbon. I did have it. So it's one of the ribbons from the All the Trimmings. It's the green one from the All the Trimmings set, which is in the new August to December catalogue, and I can't find it. It was here, right here on my desk. I wonder if I've knocked it onto the floor. How bizarre is that? Oh no, here it's here. I've actually just been super tidy and tidied it away when I was tidying away the last project. I do apologise. So it is All the Trimmings, and in here there is a reel of Poppy Parade and Old Olive, and they've got that gold trim along the edge, which is just beautiful, and I think it coordinates perfectly with the real red. So I'm just going to pop that, make sure that is straight, and bring that round, and just, I don't want to twist my ribbon too much though. In fact, if I pull this it might work better. So I want to kind of fold it round itself and bring this round. I'm making it look harder than it actually is. Get myself all fingers and thumbs, and I don't know why. So I'm just going to tuck that through here once I've brought it back round, like so. And then I'm just going to cut this other end off because I'm not wanting the reel to be waving about on the table. So tighten that up. And I've got it twisted. Let's start that again. Without twisting it this time, Karen. So I want to do this and keep it straight and bring that round this way, which is a bit more successful. And just holding it tight, I want to just tuck that under there. Of course I did it perfectly on the first box, and there we are, without being too twisted. That's just perfect. So I am going to tie it in a knot just so that it holds it still till I can tie then my bow, and it keeps it nice and tight round the box. There we are. You can actually leave it like that if you want to. You don't have to tie a bow, but I'm going to tie a bow, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to bring that round this way and pop that loop through like that. There we are. And just get the loops to the size that I want, again without twisting them. So I want them about that size. Pull that back a little bit, I think, just make sure I pull that tight. There we go. And just angle these ends like so, and I'm going to pull this ribbon along to the end of the box so that I can fit my sentiment on, but I wanted the ribbon at the end of the box anyway, so I'm going to position it about there. I think I need to just trim that a little bit more. There we go. And then I'll clear my desk a little bit and grab a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, which is just over here, And the stamp set I used for my sentiment is the Snowman Season stamp set, and I've already got the Merry Christmas mounted on a block, and I've got that on an H block. So I'm going to grab my Real Red ink. Here we are. In fact, I've just spied the other piece of card that I used to make the first box, which will be smaller for going through my die cutting machine, so I'll just swap that over. Ink up my stamp, pop that about there, there we are, and then I'm going to die cut that, and I am going to die cut it on camera because I want to show you my gorgeous new Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine, which I've just got. So it should fit okay in the camera, but it might shake the tripod a little bit, so I do apologise. So you just pull down the sides to open it like this, and the cutting plates etc. tell you exactly what you need to put on. So first of all we need plate 1, which is the base plate, then the thin die adapter, which is plate 2, then a base cutting plate, which is plate 3, and you can see that I've already used it, so they're not pristine anymore. And then I'm going to grab my die from the Ornate Layers dies, and it's this one here that I used. Pop this over the top of my Merry Christmas, and I'm just going to use a piece of washi tape to hold that in place once I'm happy with the placement, which I think is okay there. So I'm just going to hold that down. The magnetic plate is coming very soon, I believe. Then number 3 cutting plate on top of that again, and honestly it goes through this die machine like cutting through butter, it really does. I'm just doing it slowly so that I don't shake the tripod, but it is just amazing. I have always been a big fan of the Big Shot, and I'll never get rid of my Big Shot, but this really takes the biscuit. And there's my Merry Christmas cut out. So I'll pop this all out of the way just now, take my plates away and pop them over to the side, and then to close, watch your fingers though, you just snap up each side like so. Very portable indeed, not that heavy either. And then to decorate my sentiment, I'm using the wonderful gems. You have some clear ones with little bits of glitter, gold glitter added, and Real Red, which also have some gold glitter added. And I just added, I think I'll do it the opposite way round this time, a big one at one side and 2 smaller ones at the other. So I'll just pop them on in a different order. There we are. And then I added dimensionals to the back. And you know me, I don't scrimp on my dimensionals, absolutely not. So 1 at each end and a couple in the middle, especially because, well, the one that I'm sending is going in the post, and although I'm going to put it inside another box, I don't want it to get misshapen or squashed while it's travelling. It's not travelling far, but it's still going to be in a big sack of mail, so I want it to arrive still looking nice. And then I just pop that on round about, I think I need to move my ribbon along a little bit more, round about there. I could have maybe brought that down a little bit, but it's decided it's going to stick, so we've got to go with it now, but I would have preferred it a little bit further down. I wonder, yep, it is going to be kind to me. I don't want to dent my lid though, so let's just gently peel that off. There we go. Come on, last one, please come off. There we are. So we'll bring it down just a little bit more to about there instead, and I'm just using that stripe, that second stripe from the edge as a guide. That's better. I'm much happier with that. So there you are. That's my 2 gift boxes. I hope you like those. I'm really pleased with them, and I just love those little notebooks. I may have treated myself to a couple of those as well. So thanks for watching. The details will be in the description bar below. A link to my shop will be there if you want to buy any of the products rather that you've seen today, if you don't already have a demonstrator that you shop with. There will be a blog post at some point for this, so the direct link will be added into the description bar below as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye now.